For the Raspberry Pi hardware, which help professionals access the pre-compiled software bundles and packages to optimize the performance based on the Debian. The platform include various applications such as cameras, media player, and more to improve productivity. Raspberry Pi uses a modified XDE desktop environment with the open box stacking window manager along with the unique theme. The default distribution is shipped with a copy of the computer algebra system, Wolfram Mathematica, and lightweight version of the Chromium web browser. What are the features of the Raspbian operating system? It's a setup wizard Pi completely recommendation software tool, Chromium based help file PDF viewer replaced. All over the world, people use Raspberry Pi in learn programming skills, build a hardware, Kubernetes cluster, and edge computing, and even use them to industrial applications. I am talking about different type of the operating system. There are the various type of the operating systems such as Linux, Windows, Raspberry Pi, real-time operating system, Android, distributed operating system, Unix, time-sharing operating system, network sharing embedded operating system, Windows 10, Windows 7, Solaris, Mac operating system, Ubuntu, Windows 8, Debian, Windows NT, Fedora, Windows Vista, iOS, and many more. Python conditional statement, if else elif nested if statement. This Python if statement video tutorial explain it will help if else elif nested if and elif ladder statement in the Python with the programming language. When we considered our real-time scenario every day, we make some decision on based on the decision made, we will take the further action. All of our daily life activities depend on decisions we make. A similar situation arise in the programming language as well, where we have to make the some decision based on that program will execute. Python provide 4 conditional statement. In this tutorial we will learn about conditional statement with brief description, syntax, and simple example for each of these. Python. So conditional statement in Python platform different computers are actions, and depending on the whether a specific boolean constraint evaluate true and false conditional statement. This handle in Python. In the tutorial we will see that how apply conditional statement in Python. For example, what is Python if statement? If statement is used for the decision making operation. It is contain a body of code which runs only those in the condition given in the if statement is true. If the condition is false, then the optional else statement run which contains some code for the else condition. When we want to justify one condition while the other condition is not true, then you use Python if else statement. You can see here Python if statement, if expression statement, else statement. Python if else flowchart start with the condition true, yes, no, execute code in the block, execute code in else block, execute code outside the block. Let's see the example of the Python if else. Define man, if x is less than y, and then here is the correct previous error made to else condition. We can use elif statement. By using elif condition, you are telling the program to print out the third condition of possibility. Condition goes wrong and incorrect. Now, what is I input output understanding? GPIO input output function. Input output. IO is the one of those concepts that can seem self-explanatory but simple as the may seem. Input and output are building block of the modern electronics. Input and outputs are the fundamental to the world of computing, and more generally in the data information processing. Without them, electronic device of the all kind wouldn't have no way to receiving data, and the user would have no way to manipulating the basis of relationship with almost an all device be used. It is important to understand how input and output function. What is input and output? Simply put, the input and output are the way that computer interact with the other. Input refer to any other the other received data. Input refer to the any way that is the computer receive data from outside. The most obvious example are your computer keyboard, pad and mouse, but input can also include one microphone, another device or system that supply data to given computer. Output operates simply but in reverse output means your computer. The physical word here is the device includes signal and tasks like turning light off and on, controlling motors and how computers input and output products. General input output device communicate with the computer through the interface called the bus. The interface has two main functions: interfacing and converting. Interpreting the bus addresses and performed hand hiking between the device using basic command ready and busy. The handshaking allow us device to communicate with each other successfully. Converting the interface second function is to convert data from serial to parallel or vice versa when necessary. This conversation allow devices with the different types of the information to communicate. Computers and most digital systems operate in the binary system, so any other signal must be binary by the time it arrives to the computer processor. Therefore, analog input to analog to digital converter through that is open part is the device peripheral step. As the case of scanner, the digital signal that result may also need conversion and mentionable. Since digital data can be either serial and parallel at this stage, the bus can be typically facilitate conversion between type of digital data. What is GPIO? A general purpose output is a general data pin in the circuit. Basically, we talk about integrated circuit on electronic circuit board. User may change this GPIO function at runtime in the manipulate the pins to operate as input and output. Most general purpose input output cannot output enough current to power device like light bulb motors to their own. To use GPIO control such as device, I will typically need to use the transistors and rely on the directly power it. Input and output summary. Input output is a broad term that encompasses many different types of the auxiliary devices. It is also a concept that governs how humans interact with the computers and how computers interact with the world around them. A basic understanding is input and output can help us to approach device construction and manipulation more efficiently and precisely.